What's up, guys? Brendan from Market Makers, your home for Wyckoff and Advanced Fibonacci TA. My friends, we nailed this pump. I gave this to you step by step over the last 2 weeks for those of you that watch this channel with the Ichi cloud, okay? The Kumo cloud. As we hit it, I said we're going to come around it, be patient. We came around it Saturday, did my 27-minute marathon video, predicted this pump. Of course, the pump happened Sunday. Our targets were hit or close to being hit on the altcoins I've been tracking here on YouTube for you as well. I'll show you that here. But guys, we need to talk about something very key because the landscape, as I said, is ever changing and something that you need to pay close attention to. I don't think anybody else on YouTube is really talking about this specifically in the crypto space. Something I told you on that update on Saturday. This is the last week of the quarter, the first quarter for the hedge funds, the banks, the big financial institutions to disclose their positions that they are holding. I told you if we're going to rally, it's going to be this week. And I told you it could start this weekend, which it did in crypto on Sunday. Okay, that's all in my Saturday long video. You should watch it if you didn't watch it. What do I expect to happen now? Well, the markets are kind of stuck. Let's go ahead and do a quick update. The Russell is down 1%. We look at the SPX, look at the Kumo cloud. See the resistance here and a bearish pattern. And Russell still below its 144 and 233. This could come down or it can pump up and test it and then come down. If we can keep this accumulation line going, just like with Bitcoin, look where it starts to get weak. So you could see a move down in these markets, which will pull crypto down, guys. Let's not kid ourselves. You could see a move down in these markets to come back around and spin back up. But the problem is that is like May. Okay, so that's a whole more than a month away. So you could see a severe decline and then a pump back up. Lots of different things can happen here, but the Russell is down as of this recording 1%. The S&P is down 0.21%, not a lot here, but key thing to note, bearish pattern on the S&P. Let's throw in Ichi here as well, just so you guys can see what's happening. Into resistance, I am sure. Yes, we are in a resistance cloud. Again, Fibonacci saying this should start retracing. If we look at what's happening here in the NASDAQ also has a bearish pattern. And if we throw on the cloud here for the NASDAQ as well, you can see exactly where this is hitting. We're above the 233 and the 55 here on the NASDAQ, but we are in the middle of a cloud. And look at that, same thing, turning point. But see, this is mid to late April before it gets thinner. I expect retracement in these markets. I told you at the beginning of April, you're going to see, in my opinion, a shift of allocation of assets into value out of growth and out of tech. Bitcoin tracks with the tech stocks. So over the course of April, you can see a gradual decline, possibly sharp declines because of how highly volatile the crypto market truly is. You could see sharp declines in price. When these come down, Bitcoin will come down as well. When these pump up, Bitcoin will pump up as well. Something to keep in your mind. Looking back on the daily, I want you guys to pay attention to something. You know I do volume analysis a lot, okay? So looking at this, it's part of Wyckoff. And looking at this, we have our pump candle and we have a little bit of a top that's formed again on an open candle. But let's analyze what we have here in the daily time frame. Look at our pump candle. That's this candle. This is really bad. This is not a good thing. This candle did not even break the 21-day trend. I told you in that previous video update, you want to see breakout candle with high relative volume. We didn't even get normal average volume. This tells me a couple of things. We have an intensely colored candle, meaning it was concentrated wealth that came in at one time. It did not break the trend, which means there wasn't a lot of velocity to this, okay? There wasn't enough FOMO that built into it. Now, the next candle, which is open, is already higher than your breakout candle, but you have a smaller candle. You have volume divergence with price right now. You have a big pump candle off of low volume, a higher volume candle with a higher volume candle with a smaller price candle right now, okay? You have volume divergence, and this can easily lead to a top being built. Now, obviously the market is a living creature. Buyers can step in at any time and roll the price higher if that's what they feel, but it looks to me like we are building a top, and I'll show you those predictions for a top. Something else I want to show you here though, let's look at our ATR, because we've been talking about this a lot in the last videos. We finally descended to our July 2021 low. And let me pull this in a little bit more. So you can see this here on my trend line right here, and this is where we got to. But look at this meager little pump up we got. Again, could this come back down? test our trend line, pump back up, and Bitcoin also pumps up. Yes, it could. This could come back down, or even from here, start coming up, and Bitcoin could come down, and your volatility spike up could be the descent. Something to be aware of. We know this week is a precarious week with the macroeconomics happening, so you need to be aware of this when you're considering what you should do with your money, okay? Now, something I really want to show you here as well, just to refresh your memory really quickly. So below average volume on the breakout, right? We know that. Below average volume on the breakout, higher volume on your top that's being formed right now. I want to show you guys this because Bitcoin did this exact pattern in the past. Exact pattern in the past with the 233. Let's go ahead and revisit June. Let me pull in June. I'll show you this. This was our previous bear market that Bitcoin was in and crypto space was in. Let me open this up a little bit so you can see this. Look at the candle structure. It's the exact same candle structure we have now, except here you have a pump candle, and then you have a top coming up above the 233. You form a selling top, a spinning top, a doji, and then you get a price decline. This was my biggest trade in crypto, okay? We got this top, this is a 30% move. This is when the crypto space went absolutely berserk here on June 15th. 100K Bitcoin coming in, 80K Bitcoin coming in. Everybody thought it was breaking free, broke above the 233. It descended to the market low of 28,790, like a 12,000 point drop. And I can show you this on a price tracker here. 30.30%. Okay, this was a big move, 12,522 points. So let's look at this with the volume. Do we see any similarities in this candle structure pumping above the 233? Remember the 233, hallmark indicator to the hedge funds, to the big financial institutions. Are we in a bullish or a bearish market? This is why it's so important to be above it. Let's look at the volume. Well, our volume is right here. Let me pull this down so you can see this a little bit better. So here's our top right here, okay? Top is right here. And I'm going to expand our volume so you can see it. And let's go ahead and pull the volume up. So here's our top. Here's our pump candle. Our pump candle is below the 21 EMA, just like the current pump candle. The next candle that gets you above the 233, where you start to form your top, touches the 21 EMA, and then the selling candles, which doesn't take a lot, are below average and are able to pull the price down until you have a breakout selling candle here above the 21 EMA, and then bigger selling candle, and the buying candles can't do anything about it because a trend has started for the sell-off, okay? So this is identical, a low effort. This is a low effort volume candle to move the price up substantially, a higher effort volume candle to get your price peak. And if we start seeing red candles, guys, in the current trend, history repeats itself. The market moves in cycles and in patterns. I expect this to top out, okay? So let's go ahead and go back over here and let's look at some predictions here for price. We are throwing multiple bearish patterns, okay? We activated our bearish pattern here. We have this pattern comes down. It also reaches activation point here as well. Throwing multiple bearish patterns. We have our Fibonacci predictions based off waves, and we can do this a couple different ways. And I'm going to take this more current wave here. This is where I believe the top will be 48,266 unless we have something dramatic change in the marketplace with a lot of buyers stepping in. This right now, the 1 fib would be a 100% retracement of this wave projection, 48,266, and we may not even get to that, but we shall see. Now, my larger wave formation that I have in the larger time frames as well is based off of this move here, our point A of our Navarro to the B, to the C. Swing low, swing high, swing low. The 47,243, which is what we pumped above, okay? Again, we activated our butterfly 113 pattern. We activated our Navarro pattern on the daily. On the weekly time frame, even more powerful. Look at this. Within $150, we activated my weekly Gartley. Within $150 off of this price pump. You see this? So again, multiple bearish patterns are being thrown here and multiple activation points on lower than average volume for supposed breakout. Guys, it looks like it's going to be a top that forms. Now, TA is not about certainty. It is about probability. The probability seems to be higher to me that we are repeating what we did in June. We're going to have candles above the 233 on the daily, just like we do now. And this eventually will roll over, top out, and start coming down. Does that mean we can't move up and touch 43 or at 50K, touch 48,923? Of course we can. Weak hands can move the market, okay? But strong hands control the market. Strong hands are the financial institutions. Weak hands are retail. And again, the unbiased way to look at this is by volume. Well below average volume. Not even just a normal pump candle here. Well below average volume. You have volume divergence with price. This looks like this is going to come back, okay? Again, 48,266 seems to be the ceiling for me, and that's above us. We hit our 1 fib here in the smaller wave or the deeper wave projection at 47,243. So this could start coming back down from here. This pattern has been repeated already, my friends. Let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, you can see a little bit more clearly how price is ascending, but you're getting supply wicks. Okay, you're getting supply dumped on price, and this happens all the time in uptrends. Okay, everything about the 4-hour time frame, to be brutally honest, because this is all about honesty, everything about the 4-hour time frame looks super bullish. I showed you this Saturday as well. Okay, if you want to throw on Ichi, you throw on Ichi. I mean, this is a perfect setup in a vacuum. Above a beautiful support cloud, above your moving averages, above a GAN 45 line, beautiful setup in a vacuum. If you didn't know what was going on in the equity space, if you didn't know the resistance they're hitting, if you didn't know about the shift out of growth and tech coming into value in the month of April, then this would look like a beautiful setup. But again, I think it's going to peter out here. And if we look at our 4-hour time frame volume and everything, this is what you want it to see on the daily. This type of candle is exactly what I told you in that Saturday video we wanted. High relative volume, big breakout candle, well above your normal your 21-day EMA. That's a breakout candle. That did not translate to the daily time frame. Daily time frame supersedes lower time frames, okay? Larger time frames have more power. So again, looking at the 4-hour time frame, everything looks good. Volatility channel expanded. That's good. Not as big of an expansion as we've had in the past. Okay, and again, another concern. Not as big as a volatility expansion. I showed you that in the ATR and the daily. We got a little blip up. Makes me very concerned about a top forming in this reversing. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the 1-hour time frame. We'll jump to the alts. 1-hour time frame. I went ahead and threw this in a mini cough so you can see the trading range. Just walk you through this. We have our buying climax candle. As you can see, buying climax candle, huge supply dump. Okay, that gave us our top. Our base was formed here. There's either 2 red lines, and then we have an up thrust outside of our trading range, giving Bitcoin the high in this trend. And now we have the rubber band action of making an up thrust and dissension. Okay, and this could end up being our trading base down here, and we go back and forth. We got to be careful of shapes that we are forming. 1 hour, 4-hour, daily. Obviously, daily and 4-hour will be behind. You could be forming double tops. There's patterns you have to pay attention to in the marketplace. Again, I told you in my video thumbnail on Saturday, this is a bear market rally until you flip key resistances, retest your all-time high, flip it and use it as support, then you are in a bull market again. Until then, you are in a bear market rally. These are financial terms, my friends. This is industry standard financial terms. We are in a bear market, and we have a bear market rally right now, and we may have made a top. So just be aware of that, because most people aren't going to tell you that because they want clicks. They want the interaction. I just want to tell you what's happening so you can make money, okay? If we look at this on our volatility, and this is all going to be different on the 1-hour time frame. Obviously, you have a massive expansion because it's the 1-hour time frame, okay? 1-hour time frame is going to display differently, obviously, than the daily. So, again, smaller time frames, less power, but you can see the volume breakout here as well. I mean, look at all the high relative volume. This is what you want on breakouts. This is what a breakout should look like, not below average volume. So the volume divergence concerns me. I think the high probability we are building a top. That top, to me, right now, we have our 47,243 that we are above. We could easily descend back below it, but I think 48,266 is where I'm at, and that's just slightly above where price got to. That could be the absolute top before a turn down, and we could see some more up thrust here in the 1-hour trading range, and maybe we tap that 48,266. But I'm going to be looking at shorting opportunities as I see the volume. I'll continue my analysis. I'll keep you guys updated. Let's look at Ethereum. Look how accurate this Fibonacci pattern was. Look at this. Look where Ethereum hit. On the same line, I gave you this target on Saturday, 33.92. Ethereum got to 3402. Okay, so $10 difference on a $3,400 asset. I mean, this is fantastic, guys. If you guys want to learn how to do these patterns, I forgot to mention it in the Saturday video. Check out the video description. The link to our Discord is there. We have a professional Elliott Wave trader. Myself, I trade in harmonics. I trade in X5 patterns. I trade in Fibonacci and Wyckoff. And we have a professional harmonics specialist trader as well. We do live streams weekly, guys. Lots of education there. And I think the best community in the Discord space. So many mature, respectful people. Everybody's there to help each other. We have 6,000 people on the Discord, guys. Love for you guys to come check it out. The link is in the video description. And check out BitGet if you do want to trade these markets with the information that I am giving you. BitGet link is there as well. You can trade anonymously, which is very important in today's market. So Ethereum, could we go up higher? Yep, we could. I kind of think this may be your top 34.98, but again, we could be descending from where we are now because that's what's happening with the supply width that's forming here on the daily candle. Everything's going to follow Bitcoin. I gave you Solana. I long Solana myself. I had a trigger order put in here. So my Solana order took off. I have 116 as the target, as you can see, and we got to 113, almost 114. So within $2.13 of hitting our target, and we may still get there. This is the 144 and 233, and then I would expect maybe some wicks above, but I would expect dissension at that point, especially if Bitcoin gets pulled down. Now, XRP did what XRP does, which is disappoints, okay? This is such a bullish setup in a vacuum. This is such a bullish setup. GAN 45 being used multiple times as support, higher lows all throughout the range, and your breakout only got you to 90 cents. 90 cents. Okay, so we went from accumulating here between the 144 and 233. Our breakout candle only went up basically because this was our ceiling, 84 cents. We went up 6 cents. And that's if you caught it at the peak. Most people probably didn't, or most people are probably holding it. So, you know, this is not a good move. XRP just continues to disappoint, in my opinion. Does it have a good future? I don't know. I guess it depends on that court case. But guys, this is a video. Go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. Would really appreciate it. Helps us out in the algorithm to get the message out. Definitely check out our links. I'll keep you guys updated in the market. And again, I know some of you are taking notes, so watch where we are now. Watch for a top to be formed. And if we do pump up a little bit, 48,266 is where I'm really looking for strong resistance to potentially be the final top if this bear market rally does want to roll over. All right, guys, have a fantastic day. Talk to you tomorrow. Happy trading.